Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're taking a look at the Frosty Isles and the Frosty Festivities event. Now, this is nothing completely different to anything else we've had before. It's the board game type one where you just flip random squares, get your key reward, jump onto the next floor, and keep going. Now, this one does also have the exchange store. We used to, a long time ago, have these events just by themselves, but now they throw in the exchange store with them where you can actually get guaranteed specific items that you're looking for. So we'll go through everything. We'll go through the event itself, the income, and the rewards, and have a chat about it. So, first of all, to get them standard stuff, key acquisition, you got 12 days worth of daily chests. You can also get them in event deals and daily deals as well for the spenders. But at 12 days, when we go over and go to our daily quests, we get 6 per chest. There's 5 chests. That's 30 per day. Over 12 days, that's going to be 360 keys, provided my napkin math isn't horrible. So that's sort of what we're looking at for income of these keys. And then as we flip these squares, I haven't done it yet, but I'm assuming it's the same as previous ones we've had, where as you flip them, you're going to get multiple of the currency that you need, which is the currency is what? These things, the flowery thingies. It doesn't actually give it a name. At least I couldn't be bothered reading far enough into it. But you get the gist, you get the keys, you get the flower thingies, and then you go ahead and buy stuff from the store. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, based off previous events, you're probably free to play. I've never had an issue getting at least a sell hypo hero from these events with the whole flippy tile thing. It normally gives you enough currency. We can't give you an exact amount of currency that you will get because it is a little bit RNG based, but I don't think I've seen anyone not get enough if they've played every day and got every key to go ahead and get a celestial or hyper gin. So leave it at that. So let's jump in. Let's take a look. So there you go. We got the crit. We got 3 of them. We got another 2. I think you can get up to 5 when you do it. There's a 3, 1. Okay, there we go. We hit the key with that. Yep, sweet. Hit the key reward. We'll jump into the next one. Confirm. And we keep going. And let's just check. And I'll show you. We'll basically have a look at what I get at the end of it. So let's do this. As always in these events, I do the cross every time. And then I pluck off these. There we go. Got it. Get that dust. Let's jump into the next one. And I always jump into the next one straight away to try and get to the 10th one the fastest. And then at the 10th one, I haven't actually checked the rewards. We'll check that in a second. Let's just burn through all these keys because we've got 2 left. Okay, there we go. So it looks like 3 is the max crit that I managed to get. But obviously, these are your first floor, like your first not 1 to 9 or 11 to 19 floor rewards. So you can pick what you like. Over on my other account, for instance, I'm like getting like experience because it's early game and the experience helps. Just depends on where you're at in the game with what you want to pick up. And then over here, when we look at the floor 10 rewards, you can see you can get like 8 red chests. You can get 3 Stargazer cards, 3 faction scrolls or 5 normal scrolls, some baits, engraving upgrades, all that sort of stuff. So that's when you get to the 10th floor. Okay, so let's take a look at the income I just got there. I got 49 of these things. So let's just average that out to 50 times that by 12. That would get us to 600. We'll drop off 100 for, bad RNG. And that's looking like 500 over the course of the event. Now, let's go ahead and check what a Celestial Hypergene is. It's going to be 450. So I think that's perfectly reasonable to say that everyone should be able to go ahead and get themselves a Celestial Hypergene if they want to. Now, when we look at the heroes, I'm just going to quickly browse down because there's always someone that gets a little bit frustrated when I don't show the normal heroes, even though I always say do not buy the normal heroes. The normal heroes are just bad value. Now, I'm not sure where the math is at on this one, but there's always some good options up the top. And even if the things up the top have better value than sell hypos, I often go for a sell hypo if there's one that I want, just because, getting characters is fun and, why not try and speed up your progression of attaining that Celestial or Hypergene? Now, when we look at the roster that's here, Ulna is the obvious no-brainer. If you don't have Ulna Ascended, if you want to pick up a hero, Ulna would be the one. She's absolutely fantastic. You do need to get her to 9 furniture, but, Ulna's just an absolute no-brainer. Now, Tarnos is an interesting one. I really like his synergies with Navanthi and stuff like that. I still don't think he's like full meta. I haven't seen anything ridiculous with him. I think he has some good synergies. I do like playing with him on Chiasma, but when I play on Chiasma, I don't find myself putting him in a team of my top teams most of the time. So he's going to be more of a luxury one that you can play with if you want to go with him. Now, Zolrath's another very key unit. Now, we can get him from the Challenger store. However, if you are working on building him, it is definitely an option to go ahead and just pick him up. For instance, I know on one of my accounts when I was going for him, I even stargazed for him just to boost that progression. Obviously, Zolrath with, I believe it's the 3 furniture, slowing the entry of enemies into battle is huge for a lot of tech situations in every part of the game. I really do like Zolrath, so that is an option if you have your Ulna already built. And then we have, what's his name? Is it Leofric? Yeah, Leofric. I'm just not impressed with him. I struggle to find uses. He can be kind of fun in the early-ish game just by putting his invisibility on an ally. But besides that, I don't find myself crazy using him. So honestly, my priority in this one would be Ulna to Ascended, then Zolrath to Ascended, and then maybe Tarnos if you want. But just keep in mind, if you've already got the Ulna done and you don't want to go for the Zolrath because you can get him from the Challenger store, we still have those other options. Whoops, sorry, I'm trying to use the laptop mouse and I suck at it. Obviously, red chests are always something that I go for. On this account, I'm probably just going to go for the red chests just because I've already got my Ulna, I got my Zolrath. Actually, do I have Zolrath on this account? Let's do a quick check. Because if I don't have Zolrath, I might actually go for it. Yeah, no, my Zolrath's done. That's right. Too many accounts. But yeah, so I've got Ulna and Zolrath done. So I'm just going to go ahead and get myself some red chests, work on some of those signature items. The Pokecoins just always seem to be poor value in these things. When they haven't, sorry, I'm really struggling to control this thing. But you've got these as well. If you haven't got Jura's Eye or Jura's Call maxed, it's always not a bad one to pick up. In the last one of these events, I picked up some Jura's Call upgrades on my new account because it just helps me in that early stage, just getting those boosts early. So this one isn't a bad one, but mainly Jura's Eye and Jura's Call are the ones you want to upgrade if you're going to upgrade any of them. So you can pick those up. They're fairly cheap. Past that, if you're a very, very early game player, if you haven't unlocked signature items yet, then you can always just go for some of the food, because if you're early game, you're probably trying to get your first Mythic Plus, Ascended, all that sort of stuff. You need a bunch of food. And you can pick that up if these things aren't available. But I just think if you don't have Ulna is a great option because she's sort of like up there with Lucretia in the top priority of Celestials, Hypergeans that you want to end up building to go ahead and get that. Like, just like, Ulna's one of those future-proof. Even Zolrath, I think, is very future-proof. I just think the 2 effects that these 2 provide, no matter where the direction of the game heads, I just see them as being meta in at least, like, in most forms of content, just due to how strong those individual abilities that they have are. Zolrath slowing entry and Ulna providing an ally with invincibility. It's just crazy. So those are the 2 I'd pick up. Like I said, other options, you can upgrade those artifacts, or you can go ahead and pick up some red chests is my default choice. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the new event. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.